Alright, this time, welcome to another Raw Real Review with the crew, Miss M and Simba James Garfield. Simba, how you feeling? Miss M, how you feeling?
I'm feeling good, and he's feeling lazy over here.
Heading off to bed? Nah, not today, my guy. Shout out to my guy Simba James Garfield, sponsored by this video. This video is brought to you by Simba James Garfield. You know, the most viral Instacat there on the internet. Let's show off the time of the week. Sorry, don't yell at me. But shout out to Simba James Garfield for sponsoring the stream. Go check out his new what do you got? An ebook? Latest
he
ebook.
does have an ebook, little little author.
Oh my god. But enough about Sims. We're here to talk about some Moon Knight because this is episode 6. Woo! We're here. Like, it's over. Like, it's it. Can you believe it?
It felt like it flew by.
You think so?
It did. It felt like
It really did. It felt like it was really spaced out. I think.
It did. It felt like that.
Yeah, like you said, it flew by. Like, you know, like we was watching. What was it? Heavy spoilers. He was showing like some of the old episodes. It felt like some of those are so long ago.
That is true. It really is. It feels like, I mean, that's what I think makes it a good show. It feels like it's been a whole journey.
Yeah.
It's only been 6 episodes.
Yeah, it's only been 6 episodes. But man, 6 definitely quality episodes. A lot of people are saying they think it's Marvel's best. Some people rank it as their like second or third.
It's definitely up there, I think.
Yeah. We're gonna rank them at the beginning of the episode. Excuse me. Sorry. A little gassy. But man, it's been a wild ride watching this whole Moon Knight. Just watching it go down, honestly.
Right.
I don't think none of my predictions were right. But kind of, because Layla did get an avatar.
You did.
But,
I think you did call that.
Yeah, I did call that. But we'll talk about all that as we break down and review the episode. But a lot of people, we've seen a lot of different like opinions online. Like a lot of people say they think the episode like missed the mark. A lot of people said like, oh, it was a good closing. Like, what do you think? Like, what are your like early thoughts? Like,
I feel like I watched it and I was like, okay. You know, it wasn't, I feel like they had to tie everything up at the end, and like Marvel, you know, and some of the other shows it has trouble sticking a landing, but
yeah,
I think it ended fine. I just don't think it was the strongest episode. Episode 5 to me is still my favorite. And leading up to that, like, it just felt like it got better and better every week, and this week it was just kind of like, oh, okay.
Yeah, it was like it's over, huh? Like, it didn't have like a lasting effect, I don't think.
Not the way I wanted it to. I still want to know more Moon Knight. Like, I want to know more about Jake well, you know, the ending, and I want to know where it goes. So I'm still very interested in the character, and I still love the story. Yeah. The ending for me was just, meh, okay.
It was, you know,
yeah. I mean, it was a cool ending in a lot of different ways, but it just, the way it tied up some things, I was like, oh, okay, that's how you...
You know, for some reason, it was the shortest episode, and...
Yeah. I feel like it should have been the longest.
Yeah, it should have been the longest. I feel like, honestly, they like a lot of stuff was happening fast.
Yes,
it did. A lot, like it felt like the episode was kind of like on 2x speed, a little bit like 1.5 speed. You know. Yeah. Just a lot of stuff was happening so fast, but I mean, it was still a great episode. And we can start the playback, start breaking down. If only we could have a Sims cam right now, man. We gotta lay it out right here, man.
You can. It's called his reels.
Yeah.
Simba J. Garfield.
Simba James Garfield. Follow my guy, Simba J. But I'm not gonna lie. Like, before we even break the episode down, like, I want to say, like, probably out of all the female like lead characters in the MCU, like Layla is low key like becoming my favorite.
Right? Because she's not like
she was whooping ass the whole series.
Thank you.
Like without the powers.
Yeah.
She was killing dudes. She was taking people out. Like. She was going in, you know what I'm saying? Like, respect to Layla, and you know, homegirl got an avatar now, and that's yeah, she definitely moving on up in life, man.
John agrees. Said finale was nice. A little.
Yeah, it was like a okay. It wasn't like a you know.
It wasn't like Loki when, you know, Kang did his
man. Like, I still will go back and rewatch that.
Oh, I didn't mean
we might have to rewatch that after
for
Doctor Strange. We're watching Doctor Strange after this to prepare for multiverse of madness. What some people are calling it, but we're gonna try to, like, you know, we're gonna try to keep it contained to Moon Knight, you know, because we know what's gonna happen tomorrow and for the rest of the week. So this is Happy Moon Knight Appreciation Day, so we're gonna try our best. We can't make no promises, but we go try our best, and we're not gonna try to go back to the show that we do not like to name that we ever watched.
We have to.
It starts with an H.
I kind of want to rank all the shows.
But yeah, I mean, this series as a whole, man, like, it was definitely intriguing. I think this was a good series overall, but I think it got a little too complicated for a lot of people.
Oh, I agree. Like the average Marvel fan. Yeah.
Like, thank God we watched the breakdowns and like just the spoilers and stuff. Not the spoilers, but just like the, you know, the real breakdowns. Because if we watched it straight up, I would have been confused as hell.
I was.
Confused because you don't know what's real and what's not. Like, stuff keeps going. Like, there's time jumps. There's no dates in the times.
Yeah.
Like,
they just switch personalities, and you're like, wait a minute, which one?
You're like, what is going on? So like, you said this show is definitely one for the kids. Like, this definitely is not for the kids because me and as an adult.
Yeah.
No, you said it wasn't for the kids.
Oh yeah, definitely. At least
yeah. No, because me as an adult, I was lost as hell. So I can't imagine a kid watching this.
No, and that's what I worry about. Like how, I mean, I guess kids can, you know, younger kids can just accept Moon Knight when you see him, like in the next Blade movie or wherever you see him, Werewolf by Night, whatever it is. But I mean, I don't know if kids would really go back and watch this until they're older. Yeah. Because there's a lot to understand. I mean, I guess on the surface you can, you know who's the bad guy and who's not, but you almost have to understand like the history of it to even make it that cool, you know?
Yeah, for real.
So
I agree. The whole scene with we're right where Ethan Hawke, aka Arthur, shout out to my guy Ethan Hawke, he killed this role.
Handsome Hawk.
I ain't gonna lie, probably my favorite villain so far.
Ooh, over Bad Cat?
Probably, yeah. I gotta say yeah, because he really showed his range in this role. Like even at the end when he's in the car, he's all just like, this this man has done everything that you asked of him for this series.
And then some. And
shout out to Oscar Isaac because we found out he's the reason why he's even in this show. He like recruited him onto the show.
Really?
Yeah, Oscar Isaac. Yeah, he was on I think one of those night talk shows talking about that. But yeah, so this man really killed this role. Like Arthur, I don't even care about the Arthur Harrow in the comics. This is the Arthur Harrow. Like
the only one.
This is the no variants. This is the only one.
Right.
Like this man was going in the whole series. Like I felt every scene. Like anytime he was in the scene, I felt it.
Well, he just put his all in.
Until like the 6th episode, which is where like
it kind of got a little cheesy.
Yeah, but
slightly.
Yeah.
Malta says what's up, and John says Kang takes the cake.
What's up, Malta? And yes, man. I'm hoping we see some Kang tomorrow. I'm not gonna lie. Like I don't think we are. I mean, we should honestly. Like in Multiverse of Madness, like we should see Kang, but I don't know.
We're supposed to see a lot of people, but we're not here for that.
And yeah.
I mean, I'm here for it, but we're here for Moon Knight too, you know.
Yeah, 12 more hours. Well, how many more? I guess the countdown to start. Stocks slowly crawling off. But yeah, so even the scene we're on Moon Knight,
where tell me how you felt about this scene
where she caught the Uber.
I didn't even see her crawl in the back of the truck. I'll just say that.
Where she went from in the pyramids to where Mark was dead, and then called a lift, and just met up to where Arthur and the guys.
Arabic lift.
Like. What the hell is going on? That looks like a far ass like drive too, you know. So it's like I don't know how unless she was in the back of a truck. I don't know. I just feel like a lot of stuff was sped up like for this Layla scene. Like she got out the car. Like she like you see all these people with guns and all this stuff, right? On Harrow's side or whatever. I don't like stuff was really just sped up in this like episode. Like it could have been done a lot better. Like. Why would he even leave the compass like around Mark? And like he knew Layla was still in the temple because they met like in the earlier episode where he was telling her about her dad.
That's true.
You know? And we never got answers to that question. How did he know all this stuff?
Arthur?
Yes.
I mean, I would assume the gods are like able to view others. I don't know.
Cause he knew a lot of information like this whole series. Like he knew about her dad. He knew he was there. I mean, I guess we found it out because he judged Mark or whatever, and he's seen it.
Oh, he did judge him in the beginning, Stephen Grant.
Yeah, so I guess that, but I don't know. I guess we can let it slide. But this is the part we're talking about, man. We love Layla,
Mm-hmm.
but this girl gotta be the ultimate ninja, and just like how is she not being seen at all?
She's the only one not doing anything.
Yeah, with a knife in her hand.
Talking to a dead body.
What? She's 10, 15 feet away, just already taking a knife out.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like, where's the followers? And you telling me this man just got Amit's powers and he can't sense like that? Like,
yeah, that is true.
It's like he's waiting for her. Like he's like just waiting on a car. I like the scene where she was what was it? The hippo guy that she was talking through the dead people.
Tower Way, yeah.
Yeah, I really like that part.
That was a cool part.
I thought it was pretty cool.
It was weird. Like she's that close.
It's
she's
like he wants to look.
Not doing anything.
Yeah, he like literally wants to look at her, but he's like,
yeah,
I don't see you, Layla. You know.
Everybody else is doing something. Yeah, it just was kind of. It was really sped through. He even does look back, and at one point I'm like, oh shoot, she's gonna. Come
she
over.
still got the knife. Like.
Yeah. I mean, he's got to think she's crazy because she's talking to a dead body.
You telling me?
But nothing happens.
Yeah. You telling me during this whole operation, nobody just seen her there with a knife and just talking like that? Don't look weird. It's just like I don't know. They could have done this a lot better.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody even asked her who she was. Like she just, I'm here. You know.
Even
like,
back when she was leaving the temple before they left, and that some guard or something snuck up on her, and she like broke his neck or something quietly.
Just killed him.
I swear she like grunted or something, or one of them grunted.
Yeah, somebody.
And Arthur Harrow like heard it and was like, "All right, I'm out." Like you wouldn't go investigate that and figure out who that was.
Like fuck your men that you just left in there. Like you're not doing a body count of who made it in and out.
No,
like,
that I don't think he cared about. But I'm just saying, I know you heard it.
Yeah, that's true. But yeah, it was a lot of stuff. Like this episode kind of has some Hawkeye vibes going on for it. Where,
I wouldn't go that far.
No, I'm saying like. I'm saying as far as like trying to speed stuff up to get to like you know the point, like the plot, you know. But we honestly been waiting for this kind of episode on Moon Knight, the whole series. But even this part, oh my god, you gotta pause it on this part. You gotta pause because I've been look, I thought I was gonna be able to make it through Moon Knight without having no like keep it real moments and just like really saying what the hell. Like,
so before you go on to that, John was agreeing with you, or he said he likes how Arthur kills all the security people, but had the one and just tells him how good he is and escorts him to the side. But that one, wasn't it like Amit's, like showing how she can just kill all of them and just this? He was most likely the one that was going to follow her just blindly. Yeah, so she was out for the kills on all of them.
Yeah. She didn't really care. Like we found out that she was discriminating against old people too, whether they was like
the homeless ones.
Yeah, because they wouldn't be fit for her army. So like, and like all the gods are really bad. You know,
they were lazy.
Even like Khonshu.
Yeah,
like,
not all gods are bad, but
what? Well,
like
from the ones not all of them, but they're saying like a lot of the guys that are even like in this pantheon, they're not. They have their own intentions.
Yeah, they're lazy. If it doesn't affect them, they're not going to do anything about it, and that's why they didn't even. I thought the scene was dumb until you explain it that they're lazy in that way. But I just thought it was like, really, you guys are gods and didn't know Amit's being released and all this stuff's happening. It's right there in your own backyard. You're just chilling in the pyramid.
Yeah.
But then once you realize the gods are very self-contained, So tell me what you're going to say about the scene. Sorry.
This was a horrible display of gods. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, they did look pretty bad.
All these fools just got wiped out like it was nothing. Like I would have liked to see some of the avatars trying to hop out, like just something. I don't know, like the rules. But it's just like this man took them down like they was some Hawkeye henchmen. Like just.
It does feel kind of weird that Moon Knight can do all these cool things. Was Khonshu like the most powerful? Because I mean, you have Osiris there. Like, I didn't understand how it was that easy to kill that many gods that quickly. There's no way that should have been a thing. But
yeah, that I was like, wow. I'm like, who are these dudes?
Yeah, because he transforms into Moon Knight pretty quickly. I mean, you would think somebody can kill him in that quick transformation, but all of them have to have some kind of power too, I would think.
They just literally just got wiped the hell out. And I'm like, what? And like, we get Amit is strong by how many followers she has on like Instagram. But,
social?
yeah. But, I just don't understand how she just wiped all them out, or was she even released when they got wiped out, or he wiped them out just with the staff?
He wiped them out first with the staff.
He wiped them out with the staff before she even came out.
Well, she is her most powerful there, so I get that. And they are in their avatars, but I mean, they
have no powers.
Yeah, she got to them that quickly without being fully released and killed them all without them, none of them being able to turn into their whatever powerful person version real quick, like their Moon Knight.
Yeah. I didn't. Yeah, I was like, really? Like, I mean, it was cool watching everything, but I'm like, can we slow down?
Like,
can we? But we don't know what happened there.
John said, this man Arthur is dedicated. He was ready for Amit to murk him.
He was. He was like, murder me.
Take me. I'm here for it.
Do it.
Here for all of it.
My life's journey.
I already know you got to kill me later.
This man was ready for that.
He really was.
But yeah, man, we got how many people in here? How many gods we got up in here?
5.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You telling me Amit is stronger than 5 gods?
And he even, like, they did, like, the hand motion and everything, and I'm like, oh, it's about to go down.
God showdown.
And then it was like,
nope.
No. They're gone. No more gods. They're not going to help or do anything useful the rest of the episode, really?
Look at them all wiped out. I'm like, no. I didn't believe it when they flashed back to that. I was like, no.
Right. So, and they explained, too, that they don't actually die. Like, the people, their avatars died, which kind of sucks for them. But their essence, I guess, transfers back into their third dimension realm, wherever they are. Yeah. It's kind of like when Odin dies, he transfers his essence to Valhalla, right?
Yeah. But this was crazy to me. But I did love the entrance of Amit, though. I thought Amit was pretty cool.
badass.
Yeah, I thought I liked the character though. Like I thought she was pretty cool.
If you could ever make an alligator pretty, they made her really pretty.
Yeah,
she was a
scary, pretty alligator.
Yeah,
like, really, really scary.
John said Arthur walked into that place ready for the smoke.
He did.
He was prepared.
Like, I don't care what none of y'all say. We got the real guy, pretty much.
Right.
Like I just think they sped that was too fast. Like let's see some kind of battle, some kind of like something. Like that was the cheapest. Like they make the Eternals look like real gods. You see what I'm saying? Like what the hell?
Yeah.
But
I agree.
I didn't think I was gonna go there like on this show, but like when I seen that, I was like,
it was a little rush.
I was like, okay, all right. Like first the Layla stuff happened, I was like, okay. Then this happened, I was like, all right, like, but I mean, it still was like a good episode. Like just overall. How John was saying, like with, we're on the scene where Ahmed and Arthur are talking. And I just love everything he's doing. Like I don't know who was the better actor in the show, either Oscar Isaac or Ethan Hawke. Like, cause both of them destroyed it.
I mean, technically, Ethan Hawke played 3 roles. A minor role in the end where he's in the hospital too, but I mean. Even Layla played 2 roles for a second with Tower Wet.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like everybody just brought their A game.
This was a new level of acting. I ain't gonna lie.
I bet you, I would love to know who it was first, but I bet you either Ethan Hawke or Oscar Isaac, like one of them saw the other acting in one of the scenes and was just like, oh damn, that was good. I gotta do my best.
Yeah.
And then everybody kind of saw that on set and it just brought out the best in everybody. I feel like. Yeah. Because everybody did amazing in the acting part of it. It's the story that had a little bit of issues, but the acting.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I was there for it.
The acting was top notch. Definitely top notch.
John says, if I was in that temple, I'd break all them stone statues and make it a war.
For real.
I think all of those gods were banished though for something.
Yeah.
Something negative. So I mean, you could release another bad god, but.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
Amit's pretty bad, taking some souls. So I guess
one bad guy.
I would at least break one.
Yeah. So I was trying to figure out. I was trying to figure out where in the timeline where we were. Remember when they were on a ship and it was just souls falling there. So would that be like? When was that? Was that before Amit was released?
That would have. That probably would have been the cops. The security when he did the cane thing or whatever, and it took them all out.
So you think that's what it is?
I think that was the first wave.
Okay.
And that's when you see Steven and them, because time passes differently when they're in the Duat and all of that area. But I was saying, I do think it was in the beginning when it was the security guards, and that just has to line up, because when it's all of the thousands of souls, like she's in Cairo, she's growing. Yeah. Otherwise, she would have already formed.
And he was there when You talking about the scene where she was getting bigger and bigger and bigger?
Right, that was later on in the scene.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Moon Knight.
So you're saying the first wave when Layla was out there about to go still
talking to Towerette? Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, because remember they sent her halfway through the episode back to talk to her and find her.
Okay, I got you. Mm-hmm. My one thing too, also, and I guess like it's not hard to notice, but I just want to know like how like we never been to Egypt, right?
Not yet.
I'm just guaranteeing that it's not like, okay, so even when Mark came back, right, and then we're not on that scene yet, how did he know exactly where to go and where they was at? Like, he literally pulled some Batman Bane stuff, like.
Khonshu was there.
Well, I guess that's, you can use it.
Khonshu's like your ultimate Waze.
Yeah, I guess. But I would have liked to just seen like a fly, like just some, I just hate when there's pop-ups like like just.
Oh.
I'm tired of that.
No, you know how he knew where they were? They're connected.
Oh, he's a god, right?
No, it's another Marvel reference. That's Iron Man. Because we're connected. Remember the little boy in Iron Man? And he rolls up the window and speeds off? You don't remember that scene?
On the third one?
On the third one?
No.
Oh, okay.
I haven't seen the third Iron Man in a minute.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's the only thing I really remember. It wasn't that great. But, yeah. John said Khonshu's a savage for calling Layla Bug. And,
Man.
Yeah. That was because of the scarab, though, right? Because wasn't that a gift from her dad?
Yeah.
It was like a callback to it?
Yeah.
I think.
Khonshu is a savage, though. He really don't care. Do you think he was serious with the Layla offer, or was he like being manipulative still? I
think he genuinely wanted well.
Because he already had Jake, and he said any other personality.
Well, he does need somebody who can be badass and kill for him, obviously, because he does have other agendas, but also has a good moral compass. She's kind of all of that in one, whereas what's his name is 3 personalities, and he has Khonshu has to wait in line to switch him out.
He has to deal with it.
Yeah, he's not in control of who gets to be who.
Yeah.
It's whenever the body determines the personality comes out. So with Layla. Yeah. He just has to deal with one. So it's ideal for him. And she's like, no.
And Layla knows him,
Yeah, I love how she was like, no, he didn't trust you. I don't trust you. No.
Yeah, she was like, nah, not happening.
Yeah, she was badass in that scene. He confronted Amit and Arthur with all the followers after killing off all the other gods. And he wants to know how Mark was able to save Steven. Isn't it how, wasn't it their heart was full? Him bringing the heart back and
to balance his heart or something like that.
Yeah, because Steven had to stay back in the Duat, and then Mark got to go to the Field of Reeds, but because I guess his heart wouldn't have been complete type of thing, he had to go back to Steven and give him a whole speech, and then he was going to die with him, and then Osiris, who was one of the gods that was killed, I guess saw that and saw what was going on Earth and decided to bring them back because their heart was balanced and full.
Yeah.
I think it's why that happened.
It's just interesting, even that whole concept, them being on the ship and stuff like that, even all that stuff going on. It's I don't know if I can believe what is going on in their mind.
What do you mean?
Because technically there's 3 of them.
Right.
So where is,
Jake Lockley?
Yeah. But they don't know about Jake, but Jake knows.
Does he? We don't know that.
I think Jake knows.
How?
I think Jake is the one that ties himself up and goes to sleep. Because at the end, they get up what the...
Interesting.
But it's Mark and Steven, because remember at first Steven was waking up and he didn't know Mark was locking him to the bed or whatever.
Or he thought it was Mark.
Yeah.
But it was really this Jake Lockley guy. Interesting. Well, I guess him and Khonshu have been working in cahoots. That's how the bad stuff happens.
Yeah. Because Mark, he seemed like he did stuff, but I don't know if he even knew if it was him or Jake. Because it seems like Mark doesn't even know about this personality,
And Mark is the original, right? He created the Steven personality, and I mean, it makes sense that he would create such a mean, horrible personality that could kill and do all that, kind of like his mom, and he manifested it from that, I would say.
Okay.
But I mean, it's interesting if he didn't know about it, or if he did and just didn't tell Steven. Well, no, because throughout the episode they were like, well, that wasn't me, and that wasn't me.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. So they both don't know who, they're both bonding and doing all this stuff, but they don't know about I think they kind of know because they obviously seen the what was it, the
casket or the sarcophagus shaking.
Yeah, the sarcophagus. So I think they know, but it's like, I don't know, cause he opened the door and he seen it. But I want to go back on one of those episodes and watch like who pulled him away from the door. Like, was it Mark that said come here, or was it like?
Yeah, because Steven was looking around. Steven, that was Mark's mind technically, and Steven was in there discovering all of the aspects of his own mind that Mark now allowed him to see.
Yeah.
We don't know if Jake Lockley knows all of that happened too. We have no idea, but I mean, yeah, he does pull him away and is like, no, we're not gonna deal with that right now. So he probably does know he exists on some level at least. He has to. He's the one that created him, maybe whether he knew it or not. Interesting. That's going to be an interesting part of the story that I hope they actually explain and pay off. Like, how did that Jake Lockley character come in? Because, I mean, he does come up throughout the episode just randomly, throughout the show randomly.
Yeah, it just shows up. And, like, we noticed, actually, I think, no. Heavy Spoilers pointed this out, that every time you see a reflection, it's 2 faces.
3.
Well, yeah, 3 faces.
There was different scenes throughout the movie
where it's
3
3 different faces, you know. Like,
yeah.
That's like stuff like that I gotta give to him. That's
that's little Easter eggs. That's just a little add-on.
Like that definitely makes you want, like, this show. It definitely, like, it has a rewatchability factor. Just
I
because,
want to watch. Yeah.
Just because you want to, like,
all the little things that you didn't catch or that you were trying. Like, when you watch something for the first time, I feel like you're trying to take it in and process it.
Yeah, on first glance.
Yeah, and then when you've seen it and you know what's coming, then you're kind of like fine tuning, like what
you're looking for different stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. There was even an interesting thing that he pointed out. If you look at, I guess, his fish tank in the first episode.
Oh yeah.
It showcases like all 6 episodes, and like you guys gotta definitely go back and watch the first episode. Like, pause and look at the fish tank, and it's supposed to represent like each episode and like where he went, like from pyramids to, you know, even these gates that we're looking at right now.
Yeah, it had like like you said, the pyramid. It had the different scenes from each of the episodes. That was so cool.
That was cool. Like,
it foreshadowed the whole series because it started with the 1 goldfish, then you saw the 2 in like episode 2 or 3, and then by the end, he wakes up in the bed and there's 3 in there. That's just, I mean, that's brilliant storytelling. That's just little Easter eggs. I would love to know who came up with each of those ideas. Yeah. You know.
I heard people complaining about the CGI. Honestly, I didn't mind it. I didn't think it was bad. Like,
I mean, I guess people are really picky. I don't know. I mean, it's a TV show, and people were backed up with work to do because of COVID for so long. You know, so I don't know. It wasn't distracting. I think Morbius's CGI was a little more rough, but you know, this one I didn't notice it until somebody mentioned it, like in one of the reactions we saw. But I thought it was fine.
Yeah.
I thought Amit looked amazing. Even Khonshu, I mean, in some of his day scenes, it was a little rough. But, I mean, nothing to where you're like, oh my god, how did they pass this, you know?
Because for me, even the Amit versus Khonshu scene is like, I loved it. Like, I think they looked really good.
Yeah, John agreed. He said, I like the CGI. It looked good. It looked good to me, you know?
See, right now we're at this bonding scene where Mark and Steven, like, you're my better half. You're part, like, they're having this bonding moment. So it does make me question, like, so this is Mark's mind, and like, cause you brought up a good point, because Jake Lockley, he couldn't be the main person, right? Because Mark is the one who grew up and stuff like that.
As a child, that was Mark,
You make a good point with that. So I'm wondering how many different personalities, like, do you think Mark knows about Jake Lockley?
He has to. He has to have been the one that manifested him, whether that was conscious or unconscious. Could there just be another personality that exists, in almost like a Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde thing? Yeah. You know, and maybe there's just a third one.
I think Mark knows, but he doesn't want to he doesn't want to go there. Cause that's why cause he looks shocked.
That's interesting. If he has to do some Khonshu's dirty work.
Yeah, I think he always has to ask Steven, and he knows it's not Steven, and he's like, fuck. Like, oh, it's the other, you know, like. And we've seen throughout the show, Jake is the one that comes out when it's like,
when needed.
Yeah.
It's almost like Mark's like, ooh, I can't handle this. Yeah. It's always when he almost died. But we did see him in, and I didn't realize it was him until you go back and actually see it, is when he's in the hat and he's looking for the like it's like episode 2 or 3, I think, when he's looking for the sarcophagus of like Senfu or something like that.
Yeah.
And he's in the town and Layla shows up. That's actually supposed to be Jake Lockley.
Yeah.
Just based on the accent, but.
Yeah, we don't know that.
How does he come about? I mean, I guess he has to do the hard part, but the body, meaning overall the mind or whatever, knows the information that each one finds out, even though it's on different
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what I was wondering too when throughout the episode. So like when Jake is in control of the body, do Steven and Mark go into the same space where Ethan Hawke was interviewing them as a doctor? Like, is that his mind space type of thing? You know what I mean?
That's interesting.
Like where, like I'm curious to know where they go.
Yeah.
I would love to see a spin-off where it shows like where what they were doing.
What's really going on?
Yeah, what they were, right? What they were really doing or whatever while somebody else was in control of the body. Like, what did they do? Just chill?
I honestly could see that. I honestly think they showed us that mind space because like that's probably where they are when Jake's in control.
Yeah, it's interesting.
That's interesting.
Theory. That's just what I thought through the episode.
You know what's also funny? Like I want to point this out while I'm on the stream. So if you even look at the thumbnail, right? Not the thumbnail, but the main screen, the live and everything. You can. There's literally 3 different. So Jake is in the middle, right?
They were trying to tell us that the whole damn time.
It was Jake all along.
Post all your Jake all along memes. Oh my god.
Because on the left there's Steven, obviously.
Yeah.
And then on the right. Wow.
Hat off. See, I love this show.
Wow. Shout out to Mark.
It had a rough landing. It didn't reach the gold, but you know, silver's pretty damn good too.
Yeah. It did. I mean, like, just the concepts and everything that they introduced, and just they really went 5 weeks without a miss.
They did.
They went 5 weeks without a miss. Like this show, this show kept the momentum and it built every episode. You know, like it really did.
It did.
And honestly, WandaVision didn't even have a start like this. WandaVision started off really slow.
I was confused with WandaVision. I was interested, but also I was like, okay.
Yeah. What do you think about finding out that Khonshu has pretty much been around Mark his whole life from the beginning?
Yeah, like that he broke his mind as a kid. Like, did he allow him to be able to do that? It's because it makes it easier. It's like preying on the vulnerable.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, he's basically been grooming him. That's so
crazy, right?
Manipulative and horrible
to think about.
I wonder why that man needed therapy. I don't know about Ethan Hawke therapy, but you know.
For all his personalities, man.
Seriously. That was so badass though when he comes back from the sarcophagus, or he comes back to life and transforms into Moon Knight. See, I thought the CGI was fine there.
I thought it was cool. I heard a lot of complaints. A lot of people had issues with there not being enough Moon Knight. What are your thoughts about that?
I completely agree. I mean, we saw him in the episodes we need. That's why I think the show could have been like 2 more episodes longer, or maybe 1 more. Just give me some more of him being a superhero, whatever you want to call him, like just in Moon Knight. You know, I think it was cool to see the personality when he was in the suits, and then a little bit of fighting. It's kind of what we got, but I would have liked another episode of showing off his super.
Explain the powers.
Yeah, why the
weakness,
powers.
Potential weakness.
Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, I honestly feel like it was a great character study on Mark, Steven, Jake, whatever. Great, phenomenal. But I think we didn't really get like, okay, what does Moon Knight do? Like we got kind of basic ass like explainers for his powers: super strength, super speed, can jump, can fly, can heal.
I think Marvel just kind of goes on like, look, we know the powers, just trust us. Don't ask questions.
Look, the powers work when they work.
Yep.
Okay, like
just watch the movie.
We're trying to do a whole different story. Just he's a superhero. You guys are used to that stuff by now.
Yeah.
He has powers.
Pretty much.
Let's hit y'all with his real story though. That's what they're doing. Literally. But I mean, as a comic book fan and just a Marvel fan, I would have liked to seen like explaining more for his powers.
Yeah.
Or just even him like show us. Like they showed us him becoming Moon Knight for the first time. Show us like him like learning about like, or Khonshu telling him like what you can do.
That would be a cool flashback.
Like what you can do now. Like him getting stabbed or shot for the first. Just even show us.
Even if he explained it, even if you gave me another episode where him and Layla, like Mark and Layla had to go on some mission to find something else, and he tells her about, well, no, he met her the night he became Moon Knight, so they would have gone through all that together. Yeah. Maybe they talk about it and like reminisce on it type of thing, and you show us how that happened. I don't know. That would have been cool. Yeah. I really would have.
Would have.
What did you think? Well, a little bit of foreshadowing. What did you think about the scene where they're renegotiating their contract with Khonshu because their bargain was ended when he died. Yeah. He said that back in episode 1. And they're like, "Oh, we learned from the best, you silly old bird." And it ends up foreshadowing that he said, "I'll set you two free." And then at the end, it's like,
"I'll release you both. You have my word."
Yep, you got my word. And I'm like, damn, that was easy. I was like, why would Khonshu?
He was like, "Ooh."
This fool.
He was like, "Ooh." He didn't have. You see, he was calm as hell when he said that.
He really was.
Like,
they should have been hella sketchy about that.
Because when you've heard him in duress, like when he was trying to explain Amit like breaking away, Khonshu was yelling like, "Take him away, kill it!" Like he was like, "Oh!" But when he was agreeing with them, he was like, "Yeah, sure, I'll release you guys." Like,
I don't want you to anyway. Still got that one.
Yeah, he was like, "You know what? I'm waiting for Layla to say yes one day, but you know, hey, I still got another personality. Yeah. It's cool.
One's better than the other." John said for a second he thought he was gonna fly the way he jumped up into the sky after the thing with Khonshu.
So we found out Moon Knight can't technically fly. A lot of people thought he was flying and stuff earlier, but he just jumped really high. Like, so he glided. He glided.
And his powers, right, are stronger at night.
Yeah, the stronger the moon, the stronger his powers. So that's why he was going crazy in this episode. And watch out for a full moon, because Moon Knight kicking ass that night. But this just really made me mad, even just seeing the gods and stuff, like just like right now we're looking at the scene where Layla's I ain't gonna lie, when I seen Layla get her powers, like I was like, oh, I was all the way for it. Like I was like, hell yeah. I was like, I want to see Layla.
Because I believe it. I believe her getting powers. Yeah. If they would have given like Kate Bishop powers, I would have been like, really?
Yeah, retire her.
We're not going back.
Yeah, not going back on Kate. Back. Oh my god. No. But I want to say something too. Like, I love Layla's addition as a hero, right? But and we're skipping ahead a little bit. But when they was both like taking on Arthur, like I couldn't believe Moon Knight couldn't like take him on himself. Like it kind of made it look like, like.
Well, he was getting as powerful as Amit as she was eating souls, basically. So her growth
and Khonshu was getting beat up too.
Yeah, her growth in power means his growth in power. Same thing. And Khonshu's power is already capped because it's full moon. Yeah. So he's at his max power, and she's only continuing to gain power as she gains followers too. So I kind of believe that, like he needed Layla to be able to like double team him, kind of thing. Yeah. That's the only reason.
It just seemed like throughout the whole fight, like Arthur was colder than both of them. Like there was like at no point.
Well, and he ultimately would have won. He almost did when it switches to the
Jake,
scene.
Yeah.
And John said he really wanted to see how Jake was able to beat Arthur. We all? I felt so cheated.
That was the biggest cop out. I'm not gonna lie. That was that was cop out of the year. That's why this, like when I seen it, I was like, don't know.
I mean, at first I was like, damn.
Like you seen it, but I was like.
But then I was like, damn.
I was like, yeah, because we seen that before. We seen him snap and just get out of a situation.
Yeah, like, exactly.
So like to do this again on the front, like the final, like no, you can't do that. You can't do that. Like you gotta show us something. Like, but so I really like honestly. If they would have showed something more of that, I think that would have like kind of solidified this show as like the best like show that Marvel's came out with. Like I feel like it could have made up. Like it doesn't matter how you begin. Like as long as you stick to landing, like that's all people care about. Yeah. And like
I don't think it's all people care about, but I mean, if you come this far and make 5 amazing episodes, I would just want to take a little bit more time to make sure that 6 is just the best one too.
And that's becoming the problem with these MCU shows. It's like by the 6th episode, like you can kind of see like, all right, this happened, this happened, that happened in WandaVision, that happened in. It didn't really happen so much in Loki. I will give Loki that.
Loki was the best ending for me.
Like Loki.
He sat there and explained everything.
Literally, like they took the 6th episode to be like, all right, guys,
let me tell you
here we are, and like. And honestly, I think we're giving like this show an unfair chance too, because like I will say this is probably one of the best shows that I've seen. Like, but the fact that it's connected to the MCU is like you kind of judge it like differently.
It unfortunately comes with some expectations, but in all honesty, if this wasn't a Marvel show, I'd be like, damn, this is pretty good.
Yeah.
But it's just because it's Marvel, you're like, okay, well, they could have tied this up. They should. Well, what about this? Because everything is connected. When it comes to Marvel, everything is connected. Everything has symbolism. Everything means something. Yeah. You know, there's tons of Easter eggs. There's, you know, I don't know. It just, they could have tied it up a little bit better, I think. But I think it was kind of cool, like, to see big-ass Khonshu and big-ass Comet.
That was a cool battle.
Yeah, against the damn pyramid. Like, it looked so badass. Yeah,
the battles, the battles were OP and, like, really good. Probably the best battles we've seen in episode 6, to be honest. But, I mean, I think we were just underwhelmed with just a lot of stuff that we seen. Just because the show was doing just so amazing and so good. Like, I don't know, man. For me, I want to know, like, we needed a post-credit scene connecting this to, like, something. Like, show me some Eternals footage. Like, show me, like...
They should have teased Blade in a way. I mean, that's kind of like the next place we might see him, or...
Yeah, like, if Khonshu's a god, show me something with him and... I know they weren't gonna do a Thor move. I figured that. But show me something in the multiverse. Show like, you know, the sky, like...
Can you imagine if they had kind of, like, connected it to Gore the God Butcher? Because technically...
They could.
Yeah.
They could. Like, I would have loved to see, like, just some multiverse guy. Just show me, like, just, that's all you have to do. Like, then that's why I said this show is a victim of being in MCU, because this was great. But with Doctor Strange coming out this week, man.
Yeah.
It's a wrap. I think because, like, they didn't do enough to, like, tease, like, how does he fit in the bigger MCU? Because the bigger MCU is the movies. Mm-hmm. So, like, Marvel once again, like, failed at... I thought they was gonna do it. I really thought this was... I thought this was the chance. I thought this was the moment to, like, connect the movies and the TV. But they didn't do it. Mm-mm. And I don't know. I don't know. Like, I'm hoping that Doctor Strange just solves all this, man. Like, does he have to reference, like, Moon Knight? Do you think? No?
I don't think there's gonna be enough time to reference Moon Knight. I mean, I think maybe the overarching message, or
well, if they say the incident in Egypt.
How do you not, like, you would think that, I mean, about probably, I would say a good couple thousand people died, right? Their souls were judged in Cairo, right?
Yeah.
The Avengers or somebody would show up for something like that. At the very least, you know, it'd be all over the news, something like it's a big event. So, I mean, you would almost have to mention it, right?
Hear me out. In Shang-Chi, it was dragons and all kind of stuff going on.
Alternate dimension, though.
Yeah, but the Avengers knew about it. And they called Shang-Chi up there. Remember when Wong did the portal and he got...
right, but normal humans wouldn't have known about that. The Avengers did. So you're saying they should have known about this too? Yeah,
if something like that happened in, I don't know where they was at, China or whatever they was at, right? You would literally think, okay, another case of some gods. We got a big ass alligator and a bird. Like, we don't, like, you would imagine, like, this will be on the Avengers, Mark Ruffalo's radar, Captain Marvel. Like,
first of all, she's a crocodile.
We got gods out here, like. And can people even see this? That's the thing. Can they see? Can they see Amin and Khonshu fighting?
I don't know, cause that jackal. They couldn't see the jackal.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So it's like, is people just seeing just invisible just stuff like?
That's a good point, cause that's what happens in Doctor Strange too. With I can't even think of the damn name of the Shimagora. No.
Yeah, Shimagora. Yeah.
Shimagora. There you go. Yeah, same thing. You can't see it until Strange pulls back whatever that layer of visibility or something is.
Yeah.
It's like cloak of invisibility.
So I guess that would be a good cop out to why they wouldn't know it was gods battling and fighting and stuff like that. Just because they were invisible and you couldn't see them. That is a good cop out.
Maybe, but people still died. Like, wouldn't you go figure out like what it was? Well, I guess, I mean, if Arthur Harrow's in a mental hospital at the end, like, you know, they don't believe what he's saying about gods and all that. They can't. There's no way.
Yeah.
If he's in a hospital and that's where they were able to take him to, you know?
Yeah.
Which, by the way, if you get an axe to the forehead, shouldn't you die?
Yeah, you should be out of there.
Or, I mean, I guess it doesn't go all the way through his skull, but I thought he was dead.
This was the biggest cop-out, man, because we see Layla getting shot up. We see Moon Knight pretty much gone. And we get the Flash. Like, no, show me. Like, they could have did a 5-second super fast, like all the stuff he did, right?
Yeah.
And then, like, showed us, like, where he was back. Like,
or even, like, coming down with the axe into, well, that would have been really gory. But, I mean, you're already, like, kind of risque anyway. Might as well.
This man been stabbing people this whole series, man. They should have went for it.
Yeah, but that's like full on like hostile. That's kind of like a rated R type of thing. If you see somebody, like if you just full on put an axe in somebody's forehead.
They should have showed Moon Knight taking Harold's soul or balancing his soul or using some scales against him. They could have got creative with it or something like.
But that would have made him become a follower of Amit. I don't think you can.
Yeah, you're right. You got a point.
Yeah.
Anything Marvel would have been better than the cop out that you gave us.
Yeah. John said they did see the purple light in the sky, and they also saw people dying. So, I mean, it has to call attention from somebody, I would think. It's like Tiamat sticking out of the earth, and nobody says anything.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
And then
don't even get me started on that.
Right. Shout out to Steven.
Like, if anybody, I feel like Steven should have pointed that out. That Tiamat is sticking outside the earth. Like just...
Steven Grant?
Just somebody that's an archaeologist that's looking at, like... This is the hugest rock ever coming out of the earth. Are you kidding me?
Started on Eternals.
Like that's what I'm
Oh
saying. Like, how did Marvel fail once again by not connecting like these properties? Like, it's killing me at this point.
That's funny.
Like, that's an alley-oop. 2 archaeologists. You got 2 crazy killer archaeologists, God-tier archaeologists, and they don't even know that half a Celestial is sticking outside the like.
They're a little busy with their gods, you know.
Why did Marvel introduce archaeologists and not even connect them to the biggest rock on the side of? That's just all I'm saying.
Because that happened a long time ago in the timeline, probably.
Did it? We don't know when Moon Knight happened, and that's the problem. That's another problem Marvel did. We got no time, huh?
It happens after Endgame.
Do we even know that? We don't know that technically. Do we? We don't know. This is a random story.
That is true.
In the MCU, if you think about it.
Interesting. You think it's intentional that they don't just come on out and give a timeline, and maybe one day they will, and we're all gonna be like, oh, like that whole thing is gonna be connected somehow, like have a bigger meaning? I mean, that'd be smart if that's what they're trying to do.
I think it's been mismanagement at this point, honestly.
Really?
Because they could have easily inserted something in the script saying, like, just referencing one of the movies. Just, like, they could have, at any point, like, after those weird aliens came from Earth, you know, we just been, like, something.
Yeah.
Just one line. Like, they don't even have to have them saying it. They can have somebody else, like her mom character saying, like, I don't want you to go out because there's random, you know, scrolls. Like, just make her sound crazy, but, like, make us think, like, oh, she's talking about, like, how are they not, like, just dropping in, like,
maybe Multiverse of Madness is gonna tell you all why.
My socks are ready to get blown off. All right, so I'm hoping that they do. But I don't know, man. This show, like, I don't know. It's a victim of being in the MCU. Like, it was a great show on its own. This would have been a great, like, DC show. Just out there.
DC would love this show.
Yeah, they would have loved this show.
John said the whole Egyptian fight probably only lasted for like 20 or 30 minutes in their time, so nobody had time to react. He said S.H.I.E.L.D.'s most likely too busy with scrolls to find out about this. That is true.
S.H.I.E.L.D. is busy with everything, man. Like, they got a lot of stuff going on.
Chaos everywhere. In the MCU.
That's why we're excited about tomorrow, so we can see where the hell we at.
In all this chaos.
Yeah. I heard that someone also had a complaint saying, where's the TVA in all this? What are your, like, thoughts about that?
When does this take place? Is it after Loki? It depends. Is the TVA even in existence? I mean, these people would not know if the TVA exists or doesn't exist.
So here's a theory. Here's a theory that I've been hearing, right? A theory I heard is because of what happened at the end of Loki, that's why the multiverse of madness is happening. Like the whole Doctor Strange spell and like different like people coming in and like different variants and stuff like that. Just because Kang, like, he was like, his TVA kind of was like the ones that were like, nope. Like, no.
Pruning
like,
everything that was outside of the timeline that they wanted to keep.
Yeah.
Oh, and so because the TVA was broken and not doing that, it allowed for like a hole to be punctured basically, and that's what Doctor Strange did. TVA wasn't there to come prune him.
Yeah, the TVA wasn't able to
fix the timeline.
Yeah.
So in theory, the TVA should have pruned his ass in Spider-Man from when he was trying to help Peter Parker, right? Because he was manipulating a timeline essentially.
Yeah.
But because of Loki and Kang and, well, honestly, Sylvie.
Yeah,
Sylvie changed the
thanks,
MCU.
Sylvie. Yeah, thanks, Sylvie. We've been getting more women and women in front of the MCU, and this is what you do. Just mess up the whole timeline.
It's rough.
What do you think about the scene where, so we're back in Mark's head, right? Mm-hmm. And I love how he was acting as all three characters in one, like with this last scene, right? What do you think about the scene where he was walking back to his desk, Ethan Hawke, and it's like sandals were bleeding? Like what? Like I was confused as hell when I was looking. I'm like, what the hell?
Well, okay, so wouldn't this be? This is in Mark's mind, right?
Okay.
So that's him making him real from what he knows to be true. I think that's how I would interpret it. Okay. He's making like it's a real thing that because he knows he puts glass in his socks or whatever, his socks, his shoes, his foot bleeds, and that's why. I think is why that's happening. I don't know. That's the only reason I can...
He's not questioning it. He's saying, no, this is what you are.
Yeah, he knows what the fact is. And the fact is your foot's bleeding. His mind might be trying to convince him, like, oh my God, my foot's bleeding. Make him sound like he had no idea.
Yeah.
But that's his mind trying to tell him, no, this is how it is. Versus, no, I know it to be true that his foot bleeds because he puts glass in there,
Yeah.
I think is what that was. But I don't know.
It's a good theory.
Just a theory.
So, of course, it ends with Mark/Steven falling to the ground. And then, honestly, when we seen that ending, I was like, okay. Like, I was dissatisfied. I'm not going to lie. Like, when it ended this way, I was like, this is it?
I could tell you were disappointed.
Yeah, I was like...
on the couch, like wait till this damn end credit roll.
Yeah, I was that's literally how it was. I'm like, this came... I'm like... No.
Okay, this ain't it.
I'm like, give me that post credit. I'm like, bro, I didn't even say anything. Like, we were silent for the whole, like, just the logos, the credits. I was like,
yep.
Nah, I was like, give me that post credit. Then, But the post credit, I did actually like the post credit. I actually love the post credit.
It answered it for you.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, I love the post credit.
It was pretty damn good.
The post credit was like, one of those, like mind blown kind of thing, But the ending was trash. Like they could have ended it better. Like show us like Layla, like show us like them, like just something.
That's what happens next. Well, I mean,
they could
the ending with Arthur Harrow being in the hospital. You mean?
That's the post credit.
Oh, that is part of the post credits. Okay,
I'm saying the ending was him just falling on the floor again.
Yeah, why wasn't Layla there? Like, did they not end up back together?
Yeah, it made me question, like, okay, what the hell is going on again? Yeah. And I guess that's what this show is supposed to do. But that post credit was pretty badass.
That was a badass post credit.
It was probably the highlight of the episode, honestly. Like,
because it finally brought everything together, and you're just like, oh, that makes sense. And then it makes it cool because now, like, you're pointing out all the threes and everything, and that's why even in the picture that you have on the. That's so cool. Like this, a lot of the things that they did in this show was really cool. Yeah. Really cool. So overall, I think it was a great show. But, that's interesting. It was sand. So, you know how it's post-credit now and you have Ethan Hawke and he's sitting in the hospital and it goes by the rubber duck, right? Mm-hmm. It pans over the coffee and it's a cup full of sand. Really? Then he spills it and it's down coffee. That's interesting. Wait,
so the sand turned into coffee?
Oh, because he's a god! Water to wine. Oh, because Amit is in there. And he's hella drugged, because obviously they think he's crazy, but that's Amit trying to say, I'm a god, blah, blah, blah. Oh, I just got that, sorry. Yeah, it's like water to wine. You've heard that, right? Yeah. Yeah.
So my thing is, if he's still powerful with Amit in him, why is he just being rolled around like
he's drugged?
So they drug him.
And he's only in human form. and nobody, all of her believers, she wiped out. She consumed their souls.
True.
So technically, she's not at her most powerful here.
I ain't gonna lie. I love seeing Khonshu in a suit. Like,
Khonshu look badass in a suit.
With his legs crossed. Like,
this man looked like he stepped straight out of GQ or Men's Warehouse.
He really did, man. My man got an upgrade in life. He was like, I'm gone. I'm living my best life now, man. But I ain't gonna lie. Like, the end credit really, like, I was like, damn, like, Khonshu is really fucked up. Like, he was like, this fool really believed I was gonna let him go. Nah. I loved it. I'm not gonna lie. It was a great post-credit scene. I'm like, it's probably one of the best post-credit scenes. Like, it honestly saved the series for me. Like, the show. Like, because, like, the beginning of this episode was fast as hell. Like, it was going, like, too fast. But the post-credit really did save it for me. I'm not gonna lie. It really did. Yeah. And then, I didn't even notice the moon, like, that's showing in the sky. And, like, I'm like, man, alright, you know what? We're friends again. Moonlight. We're friends again.
That is cool. But the Spectre license plate, like, all just the little things.
Yeah.
They did a great job.
Yeah. So, give it your series review. We're gonna do 1 out of 10, and everybody in the chat, you guys give your series review 1 out of 10, and then we're gonna rank them. Like, what's your favorite series so far, top to bottom? We can talk about the show that we said we wouldn't talk about in the ranking. But I'm gonna give it the show as a whole, just because I want to watch it back, and I think it actually has something going for it. And this is what I do. Like, I tend to look at, like, what was it mostly? Even though the 5th episode was probably the worst, it wasn't bad out of all the episodes. Overall, it was a great show. Huh?
You mean the 6th?
I mean the 6th, yeah, the 6th, sorry. Even though the 6th was probably, like, the worst out of all the episodes, it still wasn't a bad episode.
Yeah, that's the worst.
So, I'm gonna give this show, I'm gonna give it a 9. 9 out of 10. I'm gonna give it a 9.
Okay.
Yeah, I think we could have, in some way, I wish we could have got a little bit more Moon Knight, like the powers, just weaknesses, like, I love the case study and the story that they did. I'm hoping that Marvel, I'm loving these really heartfelt stories, because they're telling some real good stories.
We laughed, we cried.
Yeah.
Well, I did in this show. I mean. Yeah,
I'm hoping we're not moving away from, like, the superhero, like the aspect of it, like explaining powers and, like, stuff like that. Because, like, think about Captain Marvel. Nobody knows what the hell she does. Like, it's kind of like cheap explaining her powers. She got mixed with an Infinity Stone. Now she can just shoot blasts. Like, give us more specifics. Like, give us the nitty gritty. I love Superman.
Iron Man?
No, Superman.
Oh, okay.
Because Superman is strong as hell. This fool can do anything, but we know his weakness. Like, and we get it. We know Batman is a human.
Yeah.
He just smart as hell, agile as hell, depending on the Batman, old as hell. It just depends. But it's just like, when we moved away, I feel like, from Iron Man, like the original Avengers, we kind of losing sight of, like, all right, like, what's these guys' weaknesses? Like, like.
To be fair, though, even a broken bat couldn't stop Batman.
Yeah.
He recovered like nothing in the cave.
Yeah, and made it to Gotham even though it was locked down. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. With no resources, robbed
cut off from the world.
Yeah.
Except Bruce Wayne.
Yeah. But he's smart. He's smart.
Right.
Though. He know how to get there. He was traveling multiverses then.
I think a 9 out of 10 is fair. I'd give it a 9 out of 10.
Yeah.
John said 8 out of 10.
Give it an 8. John gives it an 8.
I just loved all of the ancient Egyptian, all of the story. Like, I loved all of that. So.
It was something different, like, for the MCU. Like, definitely something interesting and different for the MCU. So right now we're gonna rank the shows, and then from there we're gonna talk the last of our Doctor Strange predictions before we see the movie tomorrow. We'll be doing a quick reaction on Friday, so you guys be in tune for that, also with a special announcement. But I'm gonna rank the shows, my favorite shows so far. I really love Moon Knight. Like, I loved everything it had going for it. But for me, I gotta say, my list still goes Falcon, Winter Soldier. It's kind of a mix-up between WandaVision and Loki. Like, I go back and forth between that every day. Just because I love that 6th episode of Loki. The 6th episode of Loki is probably one of the best episodes. And they didn't even do that much in that episode at all.
They didn't. Kang took it over.
Like, they didn't even do nothing.
Nah.
There was barely any action. It was literally just a sit-down conversation. Like, yep.
It was.
This is how this... But that was, like, one of the best episodes in, like, MCU television history. You know what I'm saying? Like...
all 1 year of it, yeah.
Like, for real. So, like, with the last episode of WandaVision, you seen, like, a big battle. Mm-hmm. With Falcon and Winter Soldier, you seen a big battle. Mm-hmm. But Loki was the last episode where you just...
it stayed with you.
Yeah, it wasn't even a super huge battle with monsters. It was literally, like...
she just pruned his ass.
Yeah,
basically.
And it was a battle between the characters, like, the characters that you grew to, like mm-hmm. Sylvie and Loki. It was a battle between all of them. And Kang, just sitting there watching the whole time, right? Smiling. So for me, Loki still has the best episode 6. Probably one of my most favorite episodes, mm-hmm. Other than Captain America. Not the Captain America, but the Falcon Winter Soldier. When what's his name?
Bad Cap. Wyatt Russell.
Yeah, when he went crazy. Mm-hmm. That's still that's still the top episode for me.
It was a great episode.
Where I was like, had me like shook, like just moved. So that's still my favorite episode that's came out of all the projects so far. But as far as series goes, I'm gonna go with Falcon Winter Soldier, WandaVision, Loki, I was about to say Eternals. Moon Knight, not Eternals. Eternals, nah. Eternals was that was some other. Eternals was alright. But yeah, so Moon Knight is number 4. And of course, Hawkeye. Like, I loved Moon Knight for what it was. I really do. But all the other shows have that connectivity, like, piece in it. And, so, like, for me, it's like...
you value that, yeah.
Yeah, I really value that, so... But Moon Knight was great. Like, probably standalone, it was probably, like, a better show than, like, all the ones I listed, just because it was, like, something new and something fresh. But that's just my personal opinion. What about you?
So for me, I just loved how different Moon Knight was. If we're ranking shows, Moon Knight has to be the first for me, like top for me. Okay. Moon Knight, Falcon and Winter Soldier. No, actually, Moon Knight, Loki, Falcon and Winter Soldier, WandaVision. What if any other show, and then Hawkeye?
What's the other show?
Any other show.
Oh, any other show. Wow, that says a lot, Hawkeye.
I'm kidding.
That says a lot. She likes Marvel Legends over Hawkeye. You rather watch that.
Right?
You rather watch that over again, yeah.
Favorite scenes or favorite episodes individually? I would say episode 5 of Moon Knight was my favorite of all the Marvels. Episode 6 of Loki, my second favorite, and then definitely that Falcon and Winter Soldier scene with the shield and stabbing the dude. Like, yeah, that was a good one. Those are my top 3.
So Moon Knight's your number 1, right?
That episode 5, I laughed, I cried. It captivated me. It was just a good story. It was a lot, and it told a completely different perspective that I've never seen like anybody tell a story of.
Yeah. It was powerful. It really was powerful.
John said Loki number 1, Falcon and Winter Soldier 2, WandaVision 3, and Moon Knight 4.
Moon Knight 4, and then the show that will not be named.
He didn't even get named by John.
He didn't even get ranked.
To acknowledge it.
Damn, no Hawkeye love, John. But now for the moment everybody's been waiting for, including all the Moon Knight fans. Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness is out tomorrow. And we've been seeing some early reviews about the movie, and to be honest, we don't give a damn. Because I get tired of all these critics thinking they know movies and know films, and they don't know a goddamn thing. But I'm really excited for this movie to come out. And I'm ready to have my mind blown. But we also seen an article, or actually it was a video that popped up that said Kevin Feige, he doesn't approve of all the trailers and like what they're revealing. Like,
It was a lot. I mean, we've seen the reveal of the Illuminati. They brought in the X-Men, Professor X at least. We've seen Peggy Carter.
Yeah.
We've seen even, what do they call them? The top 3, like, over the universe. They're, like, super powerful. Almost as powerful as the one over everything or something.
Was it the
Living
Tribunal?
The Living Tribunal, yes. We saw them in a glimpse. Like, we've seen so much in just the trailers.
We really have.
That's a lot. I feel like they've given a lot away. But, I mean, we could watch the movie and maybe see a ton more, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like it did a good job. It's doing a good job of creating that hype because you're like, oh my god, X-Men. Oh my god, the Illuminati. Oh my god, Captain Carter. All this cool stuff. Yeah. But if we go and see everything and we literally saw everything, that sucks.
Yeah.
You know?
You know what's kind of crazy? And I already have like a super bias towards this movie. Like, I honestly don't care what we see. Like, you know, Marvel has like planted like some kind of drug or something into its fans. Like,
they probably got together with McDonald's fries salt people.
They did something in them theaters. They put some sounds in our head, and like we just waiting to hear the scores of the Marvel universe. We just waiting to hear like we just want to be in Marvel land. So I honestly don't give a damn like what's in the movie and like what's going on. I just want to know. Like, I'm one of those people. I want to know like what's next. Like, I want to know if Kang is like I'm really waiting for the end of this movie. You know, like I'm gonna enjoy every minute, every ride, like during the movie. But I really want to know. Okay, like what's the, you know, I want to know what's the thing. So I'm stoked, and it's almost here, man.
Me too. Oh my god. John said the Ultron bots look so cool.
Yeah, they really do. I'm probably gonna stay off Twitter probably tonight, unfortunately.
I would.
Cause man, it's already people trying to spoil the movie.
It's horrible.
So make sure you guys got your tickets. Make sure everybody got them tickets, cause there's too many trolls out here, man, trying to ruin movies.
It really is.
But what'd you say?
No, so also he said Hawkeye goes in the Hall of Fame. That's why he didn't list it.
Hall of Fame show, season 2, Hawkeye.
Coming soon.
Think Hawkeye shows up in Multiverse of Madness? Wouldn't it be? You know what? If he showed up, I wouldn't even be mad.
He, as in Clint, or she?
Like Clint.
We found Clint.
Like, I think he should show up.
I mean,
so she can
he's
take
an
his
Avenger
ass
that needs
out.
Help. Who? Kate?
Wanda.
Oh.
Look.
She would.
I really hope Clint is in
You've
this
been
movie.
trying to kill Clint since Hawkeye. Damn. You brought that into 2022.
Look, for story writing purposes, it fits perfectly for Clint to show up in this movie. Because I think we talked about this on the last stream, or me and you talked about this. Like, Clint was literally there when her brother died.
Oh yeah, you're right. We did talk about that.
And they both was literally on Avengers Endgame at the funeral scene, like next to each other, staring at the water, like, you know, we both lost each other, but you know, like he was talking about losing Black Widow, she was talking about losing Vision. Like, they have like that, you know, bond.
He could try to talk her down. Oh, that makes sense.
He's even the one that made her an Avenger in Age of Ultron. Like, he was like talking to her like, you can help us. Like,
interesting.
So I need for Wanda to wipe his ass out, or a multiverse Wanda or somebody. Like, I need him to be that. You seen this?
The sacrifice?
Yes, I need Clint. I need Clint to be the sacrifice.
Oh, right,
so Kate can step the hell up to the Hawkeye role.
Oh, that's what you want.
And we can get we can really like make the show worth it. That would low-key save. No pun intended. That would save the Hawkeye show. If Doctor Strange is like, yo, Clint, like, I need your help. Wanda's going crazy, and Clint's like, nah, man, my last mission was in New York. Like, I'm here with like Kate and my family, and he's like, Clint, the fate of the multiverse rides on you. And Clint's like, all right. And then he like go and try to talk to her. And then, have you seen Star Wars? What was it? The first one, the Force Awakens. Like the Han Solo scene. Wipe his ass out.
Oh my god.
Like, have Clint, I'm dropping the arrows, Wanda, but I need you to stop. Your kids aren't real. And then she's like, what? And she just destroy his, like, I ain't gonna lie, I might cry. I will cry after that. I ain't gonna lie. But I'm just saying, that would be perfect. I'm just saying, Marvel, that would be perfect. I'm just saying.
Even if that happened, it wouldn't save the show. It wouldn't make it better. But that'd be a badass scene.
I'm telling you,
That'd
man.
be so
Like
sad.
it would make, like, I would go back and rewatch the show just because I know that's the last remaining bits of Hawkeye. You know what I'm saying? So
That makes sense.
But do I think they're gonna do it? No. But I'm ready to see Wanda kick some ass and try to get them ghost kids. Do you think she realizes that they're not real kids?
They are real.
No, they're not.
They're real in an alternate universe. Whether they're... See, that's what I want to know. What are the rules? Can you bring them into your universe?
The kids ain't real.
They are in that other universe. And by you going to go steal them, you're going to cause pain to that Wanda in that universe. And that's... What if that's what happens? What if she pisses off the Wanda in another universe and that Wanda's like, oh fuck no, and flips tables and, you know, she's like, I know the Darkhold too, bitch, you know? And
yeah.
I don't know.
Well, if she tries to steal her kids but accidentally kills them, and that's what makes the other Wanda like lose her shit.
I mean, she didn't even realize that she was like her grief was holding people hostage in Westview.
She did.
She could like somehow harm these kids without realizing it from her grief, but I don't know. Cause
it's gotta be some stuff to make Wanda snap and go crazy. Like, I'm really trying to see what's cause like we see like from WandaVision, like she went through what she went through, and like, you know, she did what she had to do. Like, I want to see like what's gonna, like, after what Agatha did to you, like what can make you really snap like this and go crazy. So I don't know, man. I am curious.
Do you think? Well, what are your thoughts? Does Vision show up in this movie? White Vision?
He has to. I think he kind of has to, man.
Yeah.
Where else would he show up?
Wherever you want.
On the beach, just chilling. New life, I'm free. I ain't gonna lie, man. That was oh my god. If he don't show up in this movie, like that WandaVision episode 6 or whatever, 10, 9, whatever it was. That score gotta go down. Cause this man literally just vanished and decided not to even show up in the movie where Wanda is in. Like, where the hell would White Vision show up? Like,
it continues on. He has to show up. Like, I bet money on him showing up.
You think he's gonna show up in Multiverse Madness?
He has to. He was in WandaVision, and this is like a continuation of that show.
And if anybody could talk her down, it would be Vision.
John said he could show up in Armor Wars too.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
Because technically, does she know he exists? White Vision?
Yeah.
She does?
Because he was trying to take her ass out. Remember? He went inside of Westview and she was like, Viz?
I feel like a second. You're right. That's right.
He was like
she did
choking
see
her
him.
ass. Yeah.
She ain't worried about him. Well, to her, that's not her vision. So she doesn't know that. So she probably hasn't even been trying to like look for him. I don't know. I wonder if she'll talk about that. That's gonna be interesting.
Yeah.
And John also says the only time he expects to catch a glimpse of Mephisto.
Yeah, I mean, if any, like, everybody's been, like, hoping for Mephisto.
Right.
I think it's probably the one and only chance that he shows up. Like, Marvel owes it to their fans to, like, just throw, like, a Mephisto cameo. Like, I feel like when they're traveling through the multiverses in this movie, they have the perfect chance to just put just a face of just random people. Like, I would throw a Deadpool up there. Like, I would go crazy with this concept. Like, just...
Maybe they do.
Like, you got the X-Men people or Professor X, like, why not? Like... Deadpool, Mephisto, like just random people you know you're not gonna use like in the future, but you just want like the fans to like just you know. So it's gonna be interesting. I think we're gonna see a lot of different. I think we're in for like a big surprise. You know.
I heard there's a lot of cameos.
Yeah. I think it's gonna be a good movie. And I'm interested to see like just where we're gonna go forward after this. That's what really got me stoked and excited like for this movie. Like. I need some Kang though. Like I'm really hoping that Kang just show us like when they're traveling through the multiverse or something. Just show like one of the Kangs in time. Like they actually had a Kang reference in Moon Knight.
They did
when he was like the god of Egypt, one of his variants. So it's like they're low key kind of doing it. So like just do it. Because honestly, this should be the first movie after Loki. Or Spider-Man should have had like either like I'm thinking
in
this
the timeline. You mean?
Yeah. Well, technically, Spider-Man just happened, so would that be the first movie after Loki?
Because it would have led to this. That's true.
Interesting. Man. We got any last minute chats before we go ahead and get up out of here, man? We gotta Catch up on Doctor Strange tonight. We're doing a Doctor Strange movie watch tonight. We're trying to catch up on all the movies before we go and see Multiverse of Madness tonight. I recommend everybody just do a quick refresher of your Marvel movies, and just, if you ain't got the tickets yet, get the goddamn tickets, because this is gonna be sold out depending on where you live. So hey man, catch up on all the movies. Watch the last episode of WandaVision, Loki, Doctor Strange, Spider-Man if you got it. And man, it's time. We're finally back in the movies. We haven't had a Marvel movie this year. Have you realized that?
Yeah, now I just did. Thanks.
There has not been a Marvel movie come out this year.
Well, you mean, Morbius.
Don't say Morbius. No.
Kind of feel
don't count.
Yeah,
doesn't
supposed
count.
to. But it was,
They went to a whole different multiverse. We ain't worried about them.
The lesser thans.
Yeah. They over there with Sony.
Yeah.
They over there with Lost Ass Spider-Man. Who don't know nobody.
Wow. It's like Android and Apple. That's the Android.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. We ain't worried about them over there. But I'm excited. It's been a pleasure watching Moon Knight. 6 episodes. Wonderful show. It was actually one of my favorites, but if I'm ranking them, it's 4th for me. Number 1 for you. And Marvel's been coming with the hits. Now, I think the next show scheduled is supposed to be Miss Marvel, so that show already looks pretty interesting. So
honestly, from here on out, their shows should be like on point. Like, you have no more excuse. I get Hawkeye just was bad writing. That was just lazy to me, because how do you make WandaVision and Loki and then Hawkeye's that bad? But whatever.
I feel like Hawkeye, they just gave like their little cousin a chance to write a show.
That ain't right.
Yeah.
But
Sorry.
you're right, yeah, it felt like that.
Yeah.
It'd be like that sometimes. Yeah. Little cousin of Feige.
Yeah.
Said no more.
Yeah.
I don't even like that side of the family.
Yeah.
But no, I'm excited.
Yeah.
From here on out, I think the show should be like up to par, because you can't lean on COVID anymore. Everybody's been back to work.
Yeah, that's true.
You know.
That is true.
So.
Well, we're hoping Miss Marvel is as equally as good, if not twice as good, as Moon Knight. We'll be back here reacting and watching the show. But until then, you guys gotta stay tuned for our Doctor Strange reaction going down Friday. I might do a quick reaction depending. Depends on how, like.
If it's amazing, he'll hear from you.
Yeah, you guys know where to find me. All right, but. That's gonna be a wrap for today's stream, man. Y'all stay positive. Always try to be the best person you can be. You can be whoever you want to be. Just look at me. We gonna catch y'all on the next stream, man. Get your goddamn tickets. Catch up on all your movies, because it's time to go back to the theaters. It is time for Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness. One of the best movies of the year. I'm already calling it, and I'm excited, and I can't wait. And we gonna have a good old time. Shout out to everybody that pulled up to the stream. Shout out to all the viewers. Shout out to John. Shout out to Simba James Garfield. He's probably sleeping, but shout out to him for sponsoring this stream. Shout out to Miss M. And we gonna be out, y'all. Peace.